returning from a business trip. I arrived just in time for the family banquet. I kept my head down and shoveled food into my mouth. Beside me sat a vaguely familiar man equally focused on devouring his meal. Halfway through dinner, Mr. Johnson grabbed the microphone and announced excitedly, "Today marks the engagement celebration of my youngest daughter Emily and Ethan, sole heir to the Miller Group. Thank you all for..." Our chopsticks clattered to the floor simultaneously. I stared in disbelief. Was I really attending my own engagement feast? "Dad, we need to talk." I crossed my arms on the sofa, looking every bit the disapproving parent. Mr. Johnson feigned innocence. "You're not getting any younger." My eye twitched. "In elementary school, you picked me up from kindergarten. In middle school, you showed up at my elementary campus. When my college advisor called, you said I was still studying for entrance exams. But how did I suddenly age from 26 to 30? Did you round up my years like loose change? For years isn't that much when rounding," he mumbled. "Unbelievable. This engagement isn't happening." The doorbell interrupted us. Mr. Johnson practically sprinted to answer it. There stood my fiancé Ethan. I'll admit the man had movie star looks with those sharp eyebrows, full lips, and broad shoulders. His peach blossom eyes could make a stray mutt feel cherished, though his current gaze held all the warmth of an ice sculpture. "Mr. Johnson, I'd like to speak with your daughter." "Perfect." Mr. Johnson shoved me forward. "You'll be sharing beds and breakfast tables soon anyway." I glared. Psycho. The garden offered no refuge. 3 meters ahead, a couple devoured each other's faces. 5 meters left. Another pair played the "I hate you/no you don't" slapping game. A resounding slap echoed behind us. Ethan cleared his throat. "Perhaps, the car?" I took 3 deliberate steps back. We settled in a cafe. "This engagement means nothing. Marry me." I choked on my latte. "Are you deranged? We haven't even shared a night to know if I snore. This is why modern marriage fails. People treat it like ordering takeout." His ears flushed crimson. "Let me explain. Save it, Casanova." "Ethan," he took several deep breaths. "We're not exactly spring chickens anymore." I raised my hand. "Wait, how old are you?" His cheeks pinkened. 31. I smirked. 26. Knocking the table, I added, "So that not young comment applies more to you, Ethan." We parted ways bitterly. 3 days later, I found myself assigned to interview him. Staring at his profile, I massaged my throbbing temples. After 2 hours waiting in the VIP lounge, I chugged water but refused bathroom breaks in case he arrived. My bladder screamed in protest. Just as I stood to dash for the restroom, the door swung open. There he stood, 6'2" in a tailored black suit. Hair slicked back, exuding CEO arrogance. His gaze swept over me as he drawled, "Fancy meeting you here, sis." The nickname made my ears burn. I instinctively curled inward, mortification radiating through every limb. "Flustered?" He smirked. "I need to pee," I blurted. "Ethan." Another successful provocation. When I returned, he glared darkly. "Begin the interview." "Full name." "Really?" His eyebrow arched. "Playing dumb now? Age? Did goldfish eat your memory?" "We discussed this yesterday." I bit my cheek to suppress laughter. With forced professionalism, I asked, "Mr. Miller, could you share your management philosophy for Miller Group?" He slammed a hardcover book on the table. "Free copy. Read it yourself." "Ethan, my time's valuable." He checked his Rolex. "If you're wasting it with boilerplate questions, I'll have to cut this short." Clenching my jaw, I pressed on. "What would make you cooperate?" I braced for "marry me." Instead, He pointed to the courtyard below. 10 clockwise laps followed by 10 counterclockwise. Do that. And I'll humor you. We locked eyes. Certified lunatic. Congrats on the fresh psychosis. I fake smiled. Want the number for McLean Hospital's emergency line? Silence. Then he suddenly stood, circling the desk until his palms caged me against the chair, leaning down until our noses almost touched. He murmured, "Sis, you truly don't remember?" My skin crawled at the greasy delivery. What? 21 years ago. You dared me to climb that oak. Then stole the ladder. Left me stranded overnight. Developed gynophobia ever since. Emily. I racked my brain. At 5 years old? Selective memory had erased most childhood antics. Still, the scenario felt vaguely plausible. Any flashbacks? He growled through clenched teeth. Tried. I shrugged. Nope. He stared, fury melting into bitter amusement. Perfect. Just perfect. Straightening his tie, he clapped slowly. That prank traumatized me for life. Yet the perpetrator remains blissfully oblivious after all these years. I had no rebuttal. So Ethan recognized me at the engagement party. His marriage proposal was actually revenge? No wonder he looked familiar. Turns out we knew each other as kids. Damn. I never thought I'd star in my own alpha CEO romance. Ethan side-eyed me. Why do you look simultaneously thrilled and perverted? I leaned closer. He jerked back, but didn't hyperventilate or break out in hives like his supposed gynophobia required. His cheeks burned lobster red instead. Suddenly I remembered when Mr. Johnson pushed me into his arms that day. He hadn't recoiled. Just blushed furiously. Your female phobia doesn't apply to me? Selective disorder much? He gritted his teeth. I don't get it either. Other women make my skin crawl. You're different. I snorted. Stockholm Syndrome? Cue awkward silence. That night, Ethan called. I'll pay you $10 million to cure my condition. You think I need money? Please. Mr. Johnson owns Johnson Enterprises. My office drone act? Just research for my novel. $20 million to disappear then. I fired back. How about you pay me to stay? I heard teeth grinding through the receiver. Ethan's laugh came low. Don't come begging me later. Beg him? What nonsense. I understood his revenge scheme soon enough. Staring at 12 suit-clad men in our living room, my eye twitched. Dad, since when is speed dating a family activity? Efficiency. He beamed. I'm moving out. Perfect. I'll call Ethan. His mansion's ready since you're engaged. The suitors kept smiling like Stepford husbands. Dad. Seriously. Choose one. He sang. Or move to Ethan's. Your call. Third option? What? Disownment. Ethan's mansion it was. I knew Dad's melodramatic streak. He'd been playing both parents since Mom died. Only way to stop this? Cut the problem at its root. The root greeted me with mock grandeur. Emily Johnson graces my humble abode. Care to see your chambers? Something felt off. Ethan's exaggerated hospitality reeked of trap. He flung open the bedroom door. Ta-da! My soul left my body. Pink. Everywhere. Rose-tinted curtains. Blush canopy bed. Strawberry milkshake bedding. Even the bunny figurines on the nightstand wore cotton candy hues. Tears welled up. Ethan puffed his chest. All girls love pink, right? I grabbed his wrist. How'd you know? I've repressed this since middle school. No pink nails. No pastel dresses. He froze. But your dad said you hated. Dad thinks pastels are for weaklings. I collapsed onto the marshmallow bed, grinning madly. This is heaven. Ethan's face did complicated things. Mission accomplished. Nothing unsettles a man more than weaponized femininity. Let the games begin. I pouted. Silly. When a girl says she hates you, it actually means she likes you. Ethan shuddered, yanking his hand back as if scalded while retreating several steps. His eyes clearly spelled out 3 words, total psycho. I shrugged. He'd brought this upon himself. Ethan. I look forward to getting to know you better. I cooed with feigned innocence, batting my lashes. He bolted like a spooked deer. Turns out his gynophobia was legit. His entire company staff resembled a testosterone-fueled frat house. No wonder that interview had felt so bizarre. You'll accompany me to tonight's gala as my date, he announced later. I arched an eyebrow. As CEO, he must attend these events regularly. Who'd been his arm candy before? His assistant chose that moment to burst in, sighing dramatically. Thank God I won't have to cross-dress this time. I collapsed into giggles. Ethan glared. Finished? Nope. Need 5 more minutes. I wheezed. He strode over and pinched my lips shut. I glared mutiny. His thumb brushed my cheekbone. Still laughing? I shoved him away, sputtering. You germ-infested weirdo. Did you even wash your hands after the bathroom? My eyes narrowed. Thought you feared women. Why keep touching me? He frowned, genuinely perplexed. That's what I can't figure out. Other women make my skin crawl. But with you, I can't stop reaching out. Cue major second-hand embarrassment. This was worse than bad YA fiction. Later, his assistant presented hideous gowns. I gagged. No wonder your company's a sausage fest. Your taste is criminal. Ethan rolled his eyes. Truth be told, I'm a gala veteran. Growing up, I'd cling to Dad's arm at events, scaring off gold diggers with exaggerated Daddy's girl antics. When camera flashes erupted tonight, muscle memory took over. I looped my arm through Ethan's and rested my head on his shoulder. He froze like a deer in headlights. Sorry. I jerked away. Pavlovian response. Suddenly his hand clamped over mine, trapping my arm against his bicep. If it's muscle memory, he growled. Then stay put. My free hand poked his rock-hard arm. He retaliated with a smoldering look. Ethan. I whispered. You're not secretly reading trashy romance novels to cure your phobia, are you? He turned scarlet. Of course not. I'd never read garbage like Love Collision or Don't Fear My Heart. Realizing his slip, he cursed. Damn that assistant. Defeated, he muttered. Go ahead. Laugh. I smirked. Why would I? Those bestsellers paid for my penthouse. His jaw dropped. You wrote those? Guilty. I leaned closer. Enjoying the prose? He recoiled. Cheesier than fondue. Throughout the night, Ethan transformed into a hypervigilant sentry, twitching whenever women approached. Mid-bite into chocolate cake, he yanked me upright. The Qing heiress incoming, intercept. As I wrestled steak, he hissed. Stop eating. The Onchen CEO's coming, block her. Rolling my eyes, I snapped. Want me to duct tape taken to your forehead? What? He blinked, clueless. I pulled Ethan to me with confidence, rising on my toes to claim his lips. The world seemed to hold its breath. Ethan stood rigid as marble, yet his mouth yielded soft and sweet like spun sugar. Stepping back, I patted his shoulder. That should scare off the vultures. Bathroom break now? He remained frozen. When I returned, he still clutched his champagne flute like some tragic statue. Poking earned no reaction. Insults slid off him. Even when I slapped his arm, he didn't flinch. My call to his assistant crackled with panic. Your boss short-circuited. While others drown in liquor, I'd apparently kissed this man into oblivion. Wrestling Ethan's deadweight into bed took Herculean effort. His assistant fled, leaving me to play nursemaid. Shoes off. Jacket peeled. Tie loosened. My fingers hovered at his belt. Indecision warred with visions of him wetting designer slacks. The zipper hadn't budged an inch when his hand clamped over mine, veins mapping desire across pale skin. I swallowed hard. His lashes fluttered open. Planning something? Preventing laundry disasters. In one fluid motion, he flipped our positions. The weight of him pressed me into mattress springs. Ethan dashed my palms braced against his shirt. Need to test something. His breath warmed my lips. Test what? The shock. His mouth brushed mine, featherlight yet nuclear. My carefully constructed romance tropes evaporated. 23 novels written. Never lived. Heartbeats drummed in my ears as he smiled. That devastating grin unraveling me like spring thaw. When he finally stilled against my chest, I studied his sleeping face. Violence warred with admiration. Damn these symmetrical features. First kiss? Seriously? My friend's shriek could have shattered glass. Ice Queen melting alert. Not ice. Selective. I sniffed. Professional hazard. Crafting fictional heartthrobs ruins reality. Ethan's the exception, that infuriating glint in his eyes mirroring my own protagonist's. Even now, his fingers twitch against mine in sleep, plotting tomorrow's mischief. His smile was lethal. Those dimples were dangerously charming, paired with those slender fingers and long, dark lashes. But the real killer? His lips. What's with the dazed look? Your face is tomato red. Crushing on him? I stammered. Don't be ridiculous. Even if every other man on earth vanished, I'd never like him. My best friend eyed me. That mouth of yours is steel reinforced. Being a therapist, she saw right through me. You claim your fiancé's gynophobia stems from you stealing the ladder when he was stuck in a tree overnight as kids. Yet he's terrified of other women. Just not you. I nodded. She shook her head. Never seen anything like it. Guess I need more continuing ed credits. I stood to leave. She spread her hands. $800 an hour. You robbing me? I didn't even ask anything. Her grin turned shameless. You know therapists bill in 15-minute increments. Time's gold. Sweetheart. Storming out, I drove straight to Ethan's office. Spotting me through the glass doors, he lunged like an Olympic sprinter, slamming them shut. My nose nearly got pancaked. Banging on the glass, I yelled, "Ethan! Quit hiding and open up. I know you're there." After a relentless hammering, he finally cracked the door open, arms crossed defensively on the couch. Done using me and tossing me aside? His ears burned crimson. What nonsense are you? Come on. Wasn't it you who pounced last night? He looked ready to combust. Seriously? One kiss and he's acting like a deflowered Victorian maiden? Suddenly solemn, he declared, "I'll take responsibility." Responsibility? That's the last thing I want. I just need to fix this gynophobia mess so we can part ways. Since when does a kiss require lifetime commitment? Waving it off, I said, "Relax. It's no big deal. I don't care." Ethan's face darkened. You consider this trivial? I shrugged. What else? Lips touched. Earth kept spinning, glaring like an enraged pufferfish. He spat. Get out. I exited with a middle finger salute. My assistant hesitated. Emily, are we really doing this? Ethan might fire me. I clapped his shoulder. If he does, Mr. Johnson's company needs a sharp guy like you. Better boss anyway. Reassured, he scampered off to execute my plan. Our professional bond? Let's call it strategically aligned. The $800 therapy session wasn't totally wasted. My friend left me with 4-word wisdom: fight fire with fire. At quitting time, I flashed uncharacteristic sweetness. Ethan. It's chilly. My stomach feels cold, needs warming. He dodged my hand. Cut the act. Spit it out. Hot pot. He sneered. I don't do peasant food. Oh really? Then who devoured 3 plates of dumplings at the charity gala? 30 minutes later. We faced each other across a bubbling pot. Beads of sweat formed on his forehead as he snapped. Mediocre. More shrimp paste. I bit my tongue. Truth? Ethan eating hot pot was a vision, lips glistening red. Jawline sharp enough to slice fate itself. Damn him. The chili oil had Ethan's lips swollen and more tempting than any lipstick. I stared at his mouth, involuntarily recalling that night. Emily. Get the tripe. I rolled my eyes. I'm not your maid. His lips quirked meaningfully. This meal's on me. I immediately fawned. How generous of you. My pride existed, but only in microscopic quantities. We stepped out of the hot pot restaurant to find a girl dramatically collapsed by the entrance. Her big, innocent eyes glistening. That contractor really went all out hiring such a photogenic actress. Ethan walked straight past without glancing down. I grabbed his arm. Hello? There's a human pretzel on the sidewalk. He glanced at the sniffling girl and frowned. You're blocking traffic. Move. The girl shot me a panicked look mid-sob. I glared. You're getting paid triple for this scene. Commit. She rallied, latching onto Ethan's leg. Big brother. I have nowhere to go. Please let me stay with you. Ethan nearly kicked her off. 20 minutes later found me driving with stone-faced Ethan in the passenger seat and our new stowaway in the back. Smile. You'll scare the kid. I teased. He glowered. This isn't some romance novel. Lost girls call 911. She said her parents would punish her if cops got involved. We can't abandon her. Then you babysit. I'm allergic to damsels. I scoffed. I would. But someone evicted me last week. Ethan coughed awkwardly. You know I can't handle women. Relax. I'll keep her away from you. Famous last words. While helping the girl shower, she whispered, How's my performance? Emily? I patted her shoulder. Oscar-worthy. Kid. The praise made her ham it up tenfold. At 2 a.m. Ethan's roar shook the apartment. Get out. Thumps followed. Then breathy giggles. Ethan. The second moan turned downright indecent. I sat bolt upright. So much for his allergy. Acid rose in my throat imagining his hands on that. Emily. Call 911. The girl cannonballed into my room. We found Ethan passed out cold. The first man I've ever seen literally fume himself unconscious. Post-revival. I hovered nervously. Water? Fruit? Back massage? He recoiled like I carried plague. Don't touch me. The cold shoulder lasted days. My genius plan had spectacularly backfired, though watching him flinch from the girl's shadow was almost worth it. Almost. I admit I didn't think this through. But I just want to help cure your gynophobia. You're 31 already, how much longer before you can become a dad? I pulled up a chair and sat across from Ethan. Speaking gently. The truth is, girls can be really endearing once you get close. They're sweet and affectionate, doesn't that appeal to you at all? He stared at me. Adam's apple bobbing. Seeing his expression soften slightly. I pressed on. Just imagine marrying a sweet girl. Every morning she'd cuddle up calling you honey. Make breakfast. See you off. Coming home to her embrace after work. Falling asleep in each other's arms, doesn't that sound perfect? He kept staring silently. I laughed nervously. Girls aren't monsters. Ethan. Don't let one bad experience ruin it for you. It was my childhood mischief that made you fear women. But now I want to help. I'd love to get your wedding invitation someday. My last words left my stomach churning. I was torn, desperate to cure his phobia yet secretly falling for him. This was more complicated than any novel I'd written. Reality truly outdoes fiction. I've wanted normalcy too, Ethan said slowly. But I lack willing participants. Easy fix, what's your type? Dominant? Girly girl? Ice queen? He suddenly snapped. Get the hell out of my face. Ethan collapsed, not just from frustration with me, but sheer exhaustion. The doctor ordered hospital rest for a few days. I went home to pack his clothes. As I prepared to leave, I noticed his study door ajar. Ethan had declared it off limits, though I had free rein elsewhere. Given his gynophobia, he couldn't be hiding a woman. What secrets did this room hold? Against better judgment, I entered. The mundane space disappointed until a decorative box caught my eye. Inside lay journals. Truthfully, given the chance I'd never have opened them. But once started, I couldn't stop. Ethan's journals detailed our childhood except the latter incident. Worse, I had zero recollection. My memories felt surgically removed. My best friend frowned when I sought help. Fuzzy toddler memories are normal. But selective amnesia from 5 to 10? That reeks of hypnosis. I shuddered. Who'd hypnotize me? Why? She turned serious. Only severe psychological trauma causes such self-preservation. Trauma? Me? I've always been bold and cheerful. Momless but Dad adored, no room for shadows. Only Dad and Ethan knew. The pieces swirled, why Dad insisted on our engagement. Why Ethan kept me close. Was the gynophobia an act? Yet he seemed genuine. If faking, his acting surpassed Leonardo's. He called before I reached the hospital. Where are you? Come back. I inhaled sharply. Not your mommy, weaned yet? Bringing your clothes. Stop barking. His voice shrank. I'm scared. All nurses are women. Ethan's voice trembled with hurt. Realization struck, he needed a father figure. When I arrived at the hospital, his red-rimmed eyes met mine with pitiful intensity. I'm hungry. What do you want to eat? Hot pot? He blurted. I suppressed a laugh. Only fish broth I just made here. Take it or leave it. He eyed the creamy broth, lips quirking upward. Guess I'll suffer through a taste. Classic tsundere. His quiet sipping radiated unexpected warmth. I wondered, his mother must have been stunning. Those photos of him with his father revealed genetics favoring maternal genes. Yet he never spoke of her. Then there were the diary and my missing memories. Ethan. I tested. Tell me about that time I pulled your ladder as kids. Details matter, I need to gauge how rotten I was. His dark eyes flickered. Why now? Curiosity. He huffed. You dared me to climb that oak for your balloon. When I reached the top, you yanked the ladder. Screamed your lungs out, you ignored me. Honestly, don't remember. You hit your head at 3. He stated, gaze unwavering. That's why. His sincerity pierced me. Brain damage? Possible. Then why pretend not to know me at dinner? He licked his lips. Discomfort shifting his weight. Spill. I pressed. He retreated. Defensive. You changed. Not for the better. A sudden shriek from another room sent sparrows scattering outside. Back at Ethan's house that night, I reopened the diary. His vows to protect me burned with desperate resolve. Where was his mother anyway? Dad stammered about her passing. Evasion staining every word. The Miller residence displayed photos of Ethan with Mr. Miller. Classmates. Even us, but zero traces of Mrs. Miller. Our childhood snapshots proved particularly cringeworthy. 3-year-old me sprawled mid-tantrum while mini Ethan stood arms crossed, observing my dramatics with stoic disapproval. So the Ice Prince persona started early, clearly a candid shot. Which circled back to the glaring issue: if we'd been close despite my mischief, why would latter trauma explain his fear of women? Flimsy excuse. What are you doing? I jumped, shrieking as a hand gripped my shoulder. Ethan caught me mid-fall. It's me. Breathe. My knees wobbled. Pulse racing. You trying to kill me? Sorry. He murmured, genuine concern softening his features. Shouldn't you be resting at the hospital? Ethan shifted uncomfortably. Hospital beds are too hard. I can't sleep well. His eyes locked onto the photo album on the floor, expression shifting. You didn't mean to go through your stuff. The wind blew it open. Emily blurted, gesturing at the sealed window. She slumped against the wall. Just wanted to look. Too chicken to actually complain, right? He picked up a faded childhood photo of them building sandcastles, his stern features softening. Emily blinked at his transformed face. The way his eyes warmed could melt polar ice caps. Guess we were real friends back then. She nudged the picture. Ethan snorted. Friends? You stole my pudding cups daily. Wish I remembered. Emily traced their grinning faces. Feels like watching someone else's movie. Brains have limited storage. His jaw tightened. Better to delete old files. She stomped his foot hard. Why no photos of your mom here? The question hung like guillotine blade. Ethan's tan drained to parchment. Veins bulged at his temples as violent tremors racked his frame. Emily grabbed his thrashing arms. Ethan! Look at me! 3 eternal minutes passed before his gasp subsided. The corporate titan now lay curled in her lap. Damp cheek pressed to her thigh. Don't go. He rasped into her skirt. Please. Her lips found his without conscious thought. Morning light revealed angry love bites across Ethan's shoulders. Emily kicked the human furnace beside her. You animal. Sleepy amber eyes blinked open. Marry me. He croaked. Okay. Ethan shot upright. That's it? No, let's discuss terms. No dash. You took my first kiss and virginity in 12 hours. Emily yanked the sheet higher. Plus I'm strictly a 1v1 girl, no harem reverse plots. His thumb brushed her collarbone. About last night. Answer this first. She steeled herself. Why the nuclear reaction about your mom? Ethan's breathing hitched. Emily pressed her forehead to his. Never mind. Just breathe with me. His pulse hammered against her palm like trapped bird wings. My back can't handle this. Judging by his reaction, I suspect he and his mother must have some unspeakable secrets. Ethan's gynophobia likely stems from his relationship with his mother. After I comforted him, he gradually calmed down. After a long silence, he pressed my hand against his chest, murmuring in a low voice, Emily, I lied to you. I stared at him intently. My gynophobia has nothing to do with you. The whole latter incident was fabricated. I remained silent. My conscience clear. He continued. My condition is because of her. So, Emily, let's never mention her again, okay? Let's just be together. I'll protect you. I'll protect you. Those same words were written in his diary. Now he'd spoken them aloud. Though some mysteries seemed solved, new questions lingered. There were still secrets he kept. Don't worry. I'm here. I reassured, gripping his broad yet cold hand. He trembled slightly at my touch, eyes glistening with unshed tears. At my father's office, I announced cheerfully, Dad, Ethan and I got married, slapping the marriage certificate on his desk. Mr. Johnson spat out his tea, droplets spraying like scattered petals. This fast? He squinted at the document. Not some fake certificate. Is it? Muttering under his breath. That boy works quick. Good mentoring helps. But execution's everything. Dad. What are you mumbling? Nothing. Just thought you two were pulling my leg. I rolled my eyes. Read fewer romance novels. I'm supporting your writing career, he retorted. Squeezing my hand, he advised. Now that you're married, settle down properly. No more monkeying around. The family dinner arranged by Ethan went as expected. Our fathers, old friends from the Miller Group days, celebrated our union by chugging baijiu like water. We barely stopped the tipsy old men from overindulging. Later, while helping drunken Mr. Miller to bed, he suddenly grasped my wrist. Eyes closed. He slurred, Agnes, how could you hurt the children like that? Thank God Emily grew up safe. Our son. She's healing him. That night, Ethan emerged from the shower to find me still on the couch. Blushing, he cleared his throat. Aren't you coming to bed? I looked up distractedly. We're married now. Oh, right. I scrambled under the covers. Ethan shyly arranged his pillow next to mine. Emily, I won't cross any lines without your consent. I respect you. I side-eyed him. Since when did this straight-laced man learn romance? Lying stiffly with hands folded on his chest, he resembled a meditating monk. My best friend's words echoed, if he stays calm beside you, you're not his type. I couldn't take it anymore and kicked him. Still sleeping? He jolted awake, his dark eyes like midnight skies. What's wrong? I snatched the blanket and cocooned myself. Fuming. His warm breath tickled my ear as Ethan murmured, Emily, about last time. I lost control. My eyes flew open. We're legally married now. His jaw dropped. Are you even? I began. But he cut me off. The next morning, my body ached as I dragged myself downstairs. Ethan and Mr. Miller had already left. Breakfast waited with a handwritten note, eat properly. Drink your milk. Walk in the garden. Wait for me. His bold script had matured since our childhood days. Who writes notes in the smartphone era? My BFF snorted when I called. Morning after complaints? Classic. Any progress with your childhood memories? I sipped milk. Ethan's journal's full of our past. But it's all blank to me. Come over, she urged. My mentor's back, renowned psychologist and hypnosis expert. If I could rewind time, I'd have strolled in the garden and waited. Instead, I went to her clinic. Before hypnosis, I texted Ethan, hot pot tonight? His sure arrived as the session began. The hypnotist asked, certain you want this? I nodded. Even painful memories? They're part of me. The dream started sweetly, me beneath an oak tree. Whining Ethan. Hurry up. A teenage Ethan peeked through branches. Hush. You'll scare the fledglings. He descended triumphantly. Impressed? I clapped. You're amazing. Flashed to me throwing a tantrum over candy. Ethan sighed, producing the last Milky Way from his pocket. Countless golden moments played out Ethan's constant protective gaze. Our shared laughter. Then the fracture. Hiding during hide and seek. I spotted crimson stilettos. A woman with ice chip eyes smiled cruelly. Found you, little mouse. The dank basement materialized. Ethan struggled against restraints as she dragged me in. Mom, what are you doing? Why, Emily? Her laugh chilled the air. You'll understand soon. I woke gasping, heart hammering, memories colliding like shattered glass. My best friend's voice sounded distant yet urgent. Emily, take deep breaths. Don't panic. I could barely catch my breath, feeling suffocated. Emily. Finally. I exhaled sharply, the sharp pain in my chest easing slightly. As my vision cleared, I saw my friend's anxious face hovering over me. Blinking slowly, fragmented memories resurfaced, the terror Ethan's mother had inflicted on us in that basement years ago. You remember now, don't you? My friend whispered. I forced a weak smile. It's fine. Don't worry. I need to bring Ethan his lunch. My hands trembled as I slid into the driver's seat in the parking garage. Sunlight blinded me when exiting, mirroring that horrific moment when basement doors had burst open years ago. Light flooding over Ethan's and my bruised bodies. Then, impact. Darkness. I awoke to someone crushing my hand. Every muscle ached as if I'd been beaten. My forehead throbbing. Emily. You're awake. Ethan's bloodshot eyes met mine. His voice raw. You scared me to death. My throat tightened. He looked so much like her. I jerked my hand free. What happened? He stared at his empty palm. Car accident. Low speed. Thank God. Thank God? I laughed bitterly. If God cared, you wouldn't be here. Turning away. I muttered. Headache. Need rest. Ethan tried to speak. But Mr. Johnson and Ethan's father arrived. Doctors said I could leave after overnight observation. But I insisted on going home immediately. Ethan's eyes reddened with hurt. Emily. I avoided his gaze. Dad. Let's go. During the drive, Dad hesitantly asked. Did you fight? Tell me. I'll set him straight. This is worse than any fight. I met his eyes. I remembered everything. Sorry you worried for nothing. Dad paled. The memories surged, Ethan's mother forcing me to view gory photographs, demanding I pose nude. Ethan shielding me only to be whipped bloody. His mother's manic laughter, see? Younger ones break easier. Ethan had collapsed. Barely conscious. When I finally crawled to him. Ethan, you okay? He'd held me. Trembling. I'm fine. I'll protect you. After our rescue. His mother screamed during arrest, fools. It was an experiment. Almost succeeded. The experiment worked. I developed morbid fascinations, slaughterhouse footage. Self-harm. Dad tried everything before resorting to hypnotherapy to erase my memories. No choice. He'd sobbed. Specialists or I'd lose you. By then, my arms already bore the scars. There's a thin scar on my wrist. Mr. Johnson always said I got it from childhood mischief. The truth? I did it with a steak knife. What about Ethan? He developed gynophobia after that incident. One twisted woman ruined both our kids. I suddenly remembered my father-in-law's drunken words. When I returned home, Mr. Johnson urged me to rest. As he turned off the light to leave, I stopped him. Why let us meet again if you wanted to keep hiding the truth? His sigh hung heavy. I thought what? That Ethan could protect me again? But he's just another victim. I filed for divorce. Ethan's eyes reddened as he said calmly. Emily. About that year, my smile froze. So Mr. Johnson had told him everything. I remember now. Thank you for shielding me back then, it could have been worse. The real villain was Ethan's mother. Not him. His pain mirrored mine. Tears splashed on the table as he looked up. Do you hate me? I shook my head. Like Granny Lynn next door says everyone has their trials. Maybe this is mine. My forced shrug didn't fool him. Then why leave? My lips trembled. I'm sorry. Ethan. Mr. Johnson insisted we take a trip. I joked. I'm not some fragile kid. Need to work or I'll get fired. His eyes glistened. Let them fire you. Taking over the family business isn't so bad. I volunteered for cultural projects in Xinjiang. The harsh environment exhausted me daily. Yet sleep brought no escape. Dreams haunted me, Ethan tenderly crowning me with flowers. Grinning as he held my skirt hem, do I look like a runaway Disney princess? Ethan? Visions of him offering wild berries, look what I picked for you. Even in nightmares of falling. His arms stayed locked around me. Battered but reassuring, I'm fine. Emily. Don't be scared. During a mountain interview. A blizzard trapped me at sunset. Hypothermia crept in until familiar arms lifted me. I awoke in a yurt's golden glow. Fire crackling. A broad-shouldered man in traditional garb turned, sunburned cheeks peeking through beard stubble. Emily. You scared me half to death. Ethan's relieved grin faltered as the hostess entered with butter tea. I noticed Ethan struggling to suppress his fear of women. Sipping my boba tea. I asked, "Did you save me?" He nodded, seeing the red patches on his face. I gasped, "Have you been following me this whole time?" He cleared his throat without answering. After a pause, he murmured, "I stayed close because I feared for your safety. If my presence bothers you, I'll keep my distance and only come when needed." His voice held such vulnerability. My heart ached yet softened. I'd never blamed him, I just needed time. That day, trapped in the snowstorm, facing death, clarity struck. With so much love in my life, why dwell on the past? Before losing consciousness, Ethan's face filled my mind, misreading my silence as anger. He rose dejectedly. "I'll leave you to rest." "Ethan," I called. He whirled around, smiling. I said, "I prefer your clean-shaven look." We returned home together. Mr. Johnson stared at our wind-burned faces, torn between laughter and tears. "What on earth?" rubbing my cheeks. I announced, "I'm ready to take over the company." He burst into tears of joy. I added softly, "Also, you'll be a grandfather soon," shooting Ethan a glare. I muttered about his harmless barley wine that nearly caused disaster. Mr. Johnson beamed. "Bring out the 1982 vintage. We're celebrating." Ethan and I exchanged exasperated looks. Our family DNA clearly rejected prolonged melancholy. I felt grateful Mr. Johnson had sealed those painful memories years ago, nurturing resilience through humor. His methods helped me survive the darkest times. Gazing at Ethan, I felt deeper gratitude. My protector, my love, my living reminder of warmth. Mr. Johnson chuckled. "This counts as rounding up, right? Life's fleeting. Given the second chance, I'll seize it." During our remarriage paperwork, Ethan hesitated. "Emily, you truly don't resent me?" I arched an eyebrow. "For what?" He shuffled his feet. "In your novels, protagonists always resent," I coughed into my fist. "Fiction needs conflict. Should I pad the word count instead?" He surrendered with a thumbs up. 10 months later, we welcomed our daughter. Ethan and I named her Aurora Miller, our dawn dispelling shadows. This beautiful life? It's just beginning.